Hello world, Double Thumbs here. The Sony 55-210 f4.5-6.3 is a budget telephoto lens, usually sold new for $350. I bought this example for $75 from a local camera store. And this cheap telephoto lens is not known to have the best image quality, but I think it is a good price or good value telephoto lens for someone who's wanting to try out their first telephoto lens like myself. And Sony sells this as one of the kit lenses for their APS-C cameras, and I really do think this is the best value telephoto E-mount lens. Let's go see why I think that is. And the first positive I'll talk about for this lens is the price. And yes, the Sony 70-350G lens is an upgrade in every single way. It's got a sharper image quality and it's able to reach almost double the focal length, and also it is weather sealed. But for us non-professionals, $900 is a lot of money for a lens. No, it's not. It's actually a bargain at $900. I mean, the Sony 100-400 GM lens, that's $2,500. So $900, that's basically free. So for us non-professionals, the 55-210 at a third of the price is an attractive choice. And I know that the price of a new lens for this is about $350, but you can easily find lenses for about $100 or less in the used market. And there are three reasons why. First is that Sony sold a lot of these lenses as a part of the kit lens along with the Sony 16-50 kit lens. And secondly, the lens has a bad reputation for having poor image quality, so the price goes down quickly. And it's an old lens, so it first came out in 2011, so it's old technology. As I mentioned earlier, I got this example for $75 from my local camera store. That's vintage lens price for a native E-mount lens that's gonna autofocus and has stabilization built in. I personally don't use my telephoto lenses or telephoto field of view that often, so spending $900 for something I wasn't gonna use that often wasn't the smartest choice. But for $75, I'm really happy to have this lens in my camera bag that's gonna go twice as far as my Sony 18-105, which is my longest reaching lens before I bought this lens. And the second positive I'll talk about is its lightweight and its small size. And the compactness of the Sony APS-C system is definitely one of its biggest strengths. And the 55-210 is a small and light telephoto lens. It's only about 64 by 108 millimeters, which is a lot lighter compared to very large full-frame telephoto lenses like the FV70-300G lens, which is 84 by 144 millimeters. And even compared to the 70-350G lens that's meant for APS-C, it's a lot smaller because it's about 77 to 142 millimeters. And it also weighs only about 345 grams, which is a lot lighter than the 70-350G lens, which is almost double at 625 grams, or the FV70-300G lens, which is 854 grams. Yes, the G lenses are going to be superior in every way possible, but this 55-210 is the only affordable zoom telephoto lens. So the only comparison that you could compare it to, it would be those G lenses, and this is much lighter and much smaller than those two lenses. And even if you look at the super zoom lenses like the 18-200, this is still gonna be cheaper, lighter, and better in terms of value. And the third positive is the stabilization. And stabilization is key in video making. Shaky footage makes people want to stop watching, and buttery smooth gimbal dog videos make people happy. Despite being a cheap kit lens, the 55-210 has lens stabilization, or Sony's optical steady shot. And since most Sony APS-C cameras do not have in-body stabilization, the lens stabilization is a must. And these hand jitters and shakes become more prominent at telephoto angles. So the 55-210's optical steady shot makes a huge difference when making videos handheld. As you can see, the difference between the OSS on and the OSS off for 55-210 is pretty noticeable, even to a non-professional like me. So now on to some negatives, and the first negative would be that image quality. And as one of the kit lenses available for the Sony APS-C cameras, the 55-210 doesn't have the sharpest image quality. In my non-professional opinion, I don't think I would spot a world's difference if I view the 4K videos of the 55-210 versus the 4K videos of 18-105G lens on a smartphone screen. But on a TV screen or a computer monitor screen, the 18-105G lens produces a sharper and more pleasing looking image. And this is the main reason why I haven't used the 55-210 much since I bought the 55-210. The 18-105 has enough zoom range for me and has superior image quality with one of the best lens stabilization in the E-mount world. Compared to a 50mm f1.4 prime lens, the sharpness is a world's difference. The 55-210 still will create more than usable 4K videos for YouTube and non-professional videos, and it's not like the 4K videos are gonna hurt your eyes in any way. But because of its softer image, I find myself gravitating towards other lenses more often than this one. The second negative of this lens is its aperture, and the 55-210 is a darker lens with the aperture of 4.5-6.3. But it's not alone, because most telephoto lenses have high aperture, like the 70-350G lens is also f4.5-6.3. So at the max aperture of f4.5 at 55mm and f6.3 at 210mm, it doesn't make this lens a great low light lens. Compared to a 50mm f1.4 vintage lens, the f4.5 at 55mm has noticeably more grain, and it's just not the quality that you expect from a bigger sensored camera. But as long as there is enough light, I like the bokeh you get out of this lens at 210mm. It's just not a lens you'll bring out to the late night bird videos or low light indoor events. And the third negative of this lens will be the build quality. And I'm not an engineer, but it does look like Sony fused two lenses to make a telephoto lens. And it doesn't have a zoom lock, so you can push it out, but you can also push it in very easily. And considering it's only $100, I really can't complain, but you can tell that this isn't the most high quality or high priced lens. So in conclusion, the Sony 55-210 is a great budget telephoto lens for YouTube videos. There really isn't an alternative for Sony APS-C users looking to add a little bit more reach without spending $900 or more. And yes, it's not the sharpest, not the brightest, and not the most sturdiest, but it's a lens you can buy for less than $100. And it's definitely not my most used lens, it's probably my least used lens, but I'm happy to have it because of its low price and the special purpose that it serves. And I think the 16-50 along with the 55-210, the kit lens combo, could be all you need for most situations. And I should probably compare the 16-50 plus the 55-210 combo versus the 18-105 single lens setup to see which is the better setup. But what do you guys think about the Sony 55-210? Is it worth buying, or should people stay away from it? I think you should buy it, especially if you can buy for less than $100. But let me know what you guys think down below, and until next time, bam!